Hello. AC's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Dang, somebody just unliked my. I had 2 thumbs up and now I have 1. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's pretty fitting. That's cool. That's a good way to start. So, who's in the house? How's everybody doing? AC, you need to get down. You need to get down. Feel free to. Ace, don't do that. Hey, Tess. How are you doing? It's good to see you. Ace is very confused because I'm talking to myself, I guess. Okay, so I got another thumbs up. I'm curious who took the thumbs up away. What's up, Jean? Hey, Kim. It's good to see you guys. So good to see you guys. I figured I would schedule a live stream. It's been a minute. And I was going to do it right away, but then I thought, I'll probably end up talking to myself if I don't give myself a buffer. And there's more people here than I expected. So that's impressive. And I figured while I was going to wait, I would blow bubbles because I got some bubbles. This thing, yeah. So anyway, how is everybody's new year going? I bought this yesterday when I went to the craft store to buy some paintbrushes. Kim went to the mailbox and received 2 cards that were returned. You sent me 2 cards a year ago? I wonder, was it to my Logan address? What the heck? Or wait, yeah, my Logan P.O. box. Well, Kim, I'm so sorry I didn't get those cards. I have no idea what, I wonder what you can go ahead and put the address in the comments if you want that you address them to. Wow, there's 12 people here. That's so great. Thank you guys so much for being here. I have really struggled. It's just a never-ending story for me. Yes, a P.O. box. P.O. box, I can't remember the number off the top of my head that it was in Logan, but did it say why it was returned? So that P.O. box, I got that freaking P.O. box when I moved to Logan, feeling like I was going to do really, really good, be really productive. And Snowmageddon, what? Jean in Wisconsin, right? Jean? Wisconsin or Minnesota or something. Anyway, so yeah, I got a mailbox in Logan and nobody ever sent anything. And I didn't make any deals with any companies, excuse me, at the time. So I was like, I've purchased numerous mailboxes before. It ends up being a waste of money. But that's a big part of it is my own doing. So anyway, I have not been really sure if, people really want to watch my channel anymore. I'll be honest, I haven't felt like I even want to do YouTube at all because I can't provide a good consistent channel that people want to watch. The videos that I had been posting, just about getting my new doggy, Mr. Ace, they weren't really doing that great. And so, and my mental health has been extremely, extremely bad. So, I've just kind of wanted to just really disappear and like never return, never return. But guess what? I have an exciting news. I'm going to take a driving test. Oh, Tess, are you a minor? A minor? That's really great. Have you been practicing? Are you nervous? Take some gun. Donnie! Not yet. Well, you better start practicing. Have you been studying for your test? So yeah, I have a completely new psychiatrist that I've been working with, and I've been going to office appointments. And I feel a lot better about this one because my last, thank you, Donnie, that's so sweet of you. I have missed you guys, my regular people. So my last, they were I think it's called a nurse practitioner psychiatrist. Wait, so there's a nurse practitioner and what else? Physician's assistant, but that's not a physician's assistant psychiatrist, nurse practitioner psychiatrist. I don't know. Anyway, I started working with her probably around 2021. And the very first appointment I ever had with her, it was a, not too long after the whole COVID thing. And so it was a video appointment, and it was through the VA. I have healthcare through the VA, which I am very grateful for because I probably would not be alive if I didn't have healthcare at all because it's just so expensive. So anyway, she started out the appointment with, when you start it, you write your name and your address and your phone number. And I had done all that. And she started out and she's like, yeah, is your current address this? And she read it off. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, yeah, in case we need to send anybody to your house, like the police. And from that moment on, that really it prevented me from really opening up about what actually does go on in my head and my struggle with even wanting to live. And so I just wasn't, after, I think my last appointment was with her it was last July 2023. And I just decided I didn't want to meet with her anymore. And I reached out to the VA. They have case managers when you have mental health people. And I was like, I need a new doctor. I'm not working with her anymore. And typically, like, I'm the type of person who I'm going to be like, yeah, these are the reasons why, and da da da. But it was around December, January. And I was like, when I reached out to them, they wanted to know like all the details and stuff. And I gave them a basic idea, told them about what I told you guys earlier, what she had said, and not feeling like I could be completely honest and open. And I said, I just need a new doctor. I'm not here. I don't need to coddle anybody. Like, I need a new freaking doctor ASAP because things are not good. So I'm actually, my psychiatrist, it's a psychiatrist, and nothing against nurse practitioners or whatever at all, okay? But have a psychiatrist, and he is the head of the department that he's in. And I feel I've met with him a couple times because I've changed my medication. And I'm feeling better. Not like 100%, but I am feeling better. I am still really battling, and it'll probably be a never-ending battle of just exhaustion. And I drink way more energy drinks than I would like to admit, but oddly enough, I feel like I found a between my energy drinks and my medication, I feel like I found a good combination of energy drinks that kind of like help give me some motivation. Even like right now, I was like, I need to go lay down. Take a picture of the cards and send them via social media. Not sure if you have an email listed. Facebook Instant Messenger. Yeah, I have Instagram. I think we've talked on Instagram before, Kim. So yeah, you could send it there. Swifty. I've never heard from Swifty. Hello. So yeah, I was not sure I was gonna make it. Actually, my family doesn't really know how bad it was, but I was not sure if I was going to live, honestly, around, and it wasn't the holidays, but around December, January. It was just, it's unexplainable as to why I have to deal with this, but it is my battle to bear. So anyway, I don't want to cry. Here we are. Feeling better. Feeling like I want to interact with the public. So I decided to do a live stream because there has been a lot of things since I've been working with the new psychiatrist. There have been a lot of things that I've been doing that I want to share with you all, and changes that I am making in terms of like my buying land and buying a car and everything that I'm very excited about. And so yeah, I just wanted to talk to you guys about that. So hopefully you guys are interested in that. And it's like same old Rachel, right? I try not to be. Where's Lila when you need her? Lila is my comfort kitty. Ace, my dog, Ace is, he's not really, he's just, Ace is just a good time guy. That's all he is. And I need like a tissue or something. I don't have a tissue. I was like, Rachel, this is not gonna happen. This is a clean blanket. Okay. Rachel the crybaby, but this is Rachel in real life. Guess I'll do that. Sorry, Rachel. Yeah, I know. I was consuming sometimes even like 4 a day, Gene, of energy drinks, and I know that was not good, but I was also to the point where like I don't even care. You know, I'm trying to like be alive and all that, and just being constantly exhausted doesn't help that. So I live on my VA disability, which is how I also have the healthcare. Anyway, you have certain medical disabilities that are rated, and chronic fatigue is my number one, my highest rated disability. And not even my mental health, and I have PTSD, but my mental health is high, but chronic fatigue is the worst. So anyway, yeah, my the energy drinks, I've been drinking this. It's like a Zao. I ran out of it, but I think it's ZAO. It's really good. I didn't really like the taste. It tasted more vitamin-y, and but I don't know. It seems like there's better stuff in it. So, okay. So yeah, we're on different meds. I'm also eating better because all the weight gain has not helped, and just I'm cooking more for myself, and so that's helping as well. And hopefully will can you guys hear me okay? Is this coming through my earbuds? I didn't realize. Is this coming through my earbuds? I don't even know. But hopefully that you hear everything okay. Thank you, Kim. So, let's see here. I'll share with you what is going on with land. Thank you for the hearts. Wow, there's hearts like going up. How does that work? Oh. Oh, okay. Thanks, Jean. Oh, look at that. You can do a. It's been a minute since I've done a live stream. Wait. Oh. Okay. Sorry. All of those things were me doing that. So, land. With my mental health, with it when it was really, really bad, just recently, I decided to change my plans on how I was going to go about buying land. So, my idea was initially that I was going to buy property in Orderville, Utah, because you can have like a main house and a studio above a garage or a guest house and rent them both out as vacation rentals in Orderville, Utah, 365 days a year. Being able to do vacation rentals in places can be a total nightmare because, understandably, I get why communities, counties, cities don't want it, but it just can really negatively impact the permanent residents with all the turnover and yada yada. And so Orderville was the place for me. I was going to do that, buy a property, and then that would just be like the vacation rental property, and eventually try to hopefully do like a retreat for the Good Grief camp that I volunteered many years for, and have kids come and stay at my place. Yeah, finding the right meds, Jean, it's been a challenge, and I'm not even like certain that I'm like these are the exact ones that I'm going to stay on. So we'll see. When you start out new meds, especially if anybody's familiar with the mental health stuff, I have more appointments coming up with my doctor. Is it the end of this month? No, I think it's next month. Anyway, so yeah, it's difficult. So I was gonna have a vacation rental set up, and then I was gonna find land for myself to live on for my own place, right? Well, and I was going to use all my money from the sale of my rental properties to fund the vacation rentals, and then I would pay, like out of pocket for the land and house and whatever else out of my own money. Well, I decided that feeling like I don't even know if I'm going to make it 10 years on this earth with the way my mental health goes, that I've really worked hard to buy my rental properties, and why am I not going to enjoy that myself? And so I decided to completely forego like having two separate properties and taking all of my equity in the sale of the properties and put it towards just one property. But that property, I still wanted to have like a primary house and a guest house to be able to still do nightly rentals. And I still want the property to be near great recreation. So the national parks in Utah, the state parks, the national forests, whatever it is. And so once I decided to go down that route, it's been so much more relief because I just didn't know how I was going to swing the other way. in terms of funding all of that, because it can be stressful even just having like the rental properties I have. If things don't, hello David, if things don't, like if properties don't get rented, right? So you have to account for all that and save money. So I feel a lot more positive and upbeat and like, you know what? Yeah, I worked hard for my freaking money and saving and being able to buy them. I'm going to enjoy the what is the saying? The fruits of my labor, something. And yeah, buy one property. So I'm not going to share now currently where the property is going to be, but I have found a place that I absolutely love, and I was this close, this close. It's currently under contract, not for me, but if it goes under contract, yeah. So it was 10 acres, 10 acres. Absolutely beautiful. So I almost pulled the trigger on that one without selling my properties. So my plan is, big picture is that I'm going to in 2024, I want to sell my properties, all of them, and then take all the money and then put it towards the one piece of land, at least minimum of an acre, preferably raw land. It can be in a development or it can be more rural, that's fine. And then go from there. But with the way interest rates are, as most of us know, and home prices, I do want to get the most bang for my buck, considering I have to pay realtor fees and all that. So I want to maximize the amount of money I get back. And I've talked to many loan officers about just like their opinion on what they think, how they think the housing market will go with the upcoming election. And they have, like, one of the lenders, the loan officers, he had been doing it for 23 years, and he has been through 8 elections, and he has seen that the rates and everything and prices, I guess, at least for sellers, okay, maybe not buyers, but it's better, things get better in the summer. So I was ready to list at least one of my properties April, May, but I still don't think that that's enough time to wait to see how interest rates go, because I really wanted this 10 acres. I really, really wanted the 10 acres. And when you are gonna buy a lot, they're called lot loans, land loans, they're the same thing, and different banks and credit unions have different criteria, and they're very, very expensive. So if you have, everything's, a lot of stuff is based around your credit. So if you have excellent credit, you have to put down 20%, and then the rest of the loan is typically either I think through America First Credit Union, because talked to them, because they're my credit union. They have 3 options. They have I need to pull this up because it's kind of crazy. I'm like, oh my gosh, no. I'm gonna wait to sell one of my properties, and I was like so ready to sell to get this, but do I need 10 acres? No. The things that I could do on there, though, amazing. Like, they didn't have the requirement for the minimum square footage size. I've been able to find land, minimum of 1 acre, 2 acres, that there's no HOA, but they still have CCNRs. So those are the rules and restrictions of the community, of the development. And so you don't have an HOA, you don't have to pay anything, but like they have minimum requirements for the house size. And then if they allow a casita, another home dwelling on the property, that can only be so big, and so that doesn't give me room to put my boxable on there because the boxable would be too small. And this 10 acres, there was no HOA, no CCNRs, but the area around it, they had beautiful, beautiful big homes, and they didn't have the minimum, you know. So I could put a main house and then some boxables, but through the counties, they'll have requirements typically on per acre how many dwellings are allowed on it. But let me pull up my notes here to see. Oh yeah, here it is. Wait, is this? No. What is this? Oh, America. Maybe I didn't write it. I wrote it in a notebook. Bank of America. UCCU. I talked to UCCU. Their Utah Community Credit Union. They had a great offer. Sorry guys, I must have written it in a notebook and not transferred it to my OneNote. I need to do that. But anyway, is anybody chatting or am I just talking to myself? Or let's see here. Live chats. Okay. People are just listening. So, okay, so America First, their requirements were that they would only loan up to $300,000, which was fine. The lot wasn't even that price for 10 acres. And you had to have a 20% down payment. And then they had 3 options for the remaining balance of the loan, which was I think it was a 15-year loan with a 5-year balloon. The interest rate was like almost 11%. So while the payments were, kind of expensive, you have to pay the full loan in 5 years. That's how balloons work. And then they had, I think, a 12-year loan at, just paying the amount for the interest rate was all around the same cost. So they had rules like the lot couldn't be any more than 5 acres. There could be no dwellings on it at all. They had to be accessible year round. So in the past, I was looking at lots that were more rural and didn't have, you have to put all the power in yourself. And so this particular lot, the 10 acres, it already had water and power at the road, and they had water rights. If that contract falls through, I'm selling one of my properties. I don't care what the rate is, but I don't know, maybe it's better. I have a little bit of remorse for not getting it, but maybe it was, I don't know. I still have another property that I'm very interested. There's quite a few available in this area that the 10 acres was in. But anyway, and then Utah Community Credit Union, they had the similar requirements. They had better offers. They had I think a 5-year and a 7-year balloon payment with the 15-year loan. So, with the 7 years, that's fine. Because I was planning on selling anyway this year, so I could just pay that off. But still, the market right now is just, is not so great. So I'm curious for anybody who might be, is anybody experienced with buying land, raw land, and with loans? And I don't know, I can see why not many people do it. There was one development it's called Alton, Utah. So it's not too far from Orderville off of Highway 89, driving Highway 89 south. is just beautiful. It's a scenic byway and it's really beautiful. So Alton is off of Highway 89 and it's called Elk Ridge Estates, this development. And this guy named Mark Jacobs owns like all of this land and it's been being developed probably since the 90s. And I looked at a couple of existing cabins, not what I was looking for, but there are also other lots that he's gradually, he's putting them into phases and then selling them and everything. And just a gorgeous area, like national forest. I mean, it's right next to the national forest, so it looks like you're in a national forest. And I look at the county ordinances to make sure what I want to do is allowed there, and I also look for CCNRs of the development to see if the development has any rules. And those are things that I would recommend if you're looking for land. Definitely look at the county rules. Look up the parcel. Just search, the county that it is, and type like Kane County in Utah is pretty much the county that I want to buy property in. So if you search Kane County, Kane in Utah, that's where I'll most likely be living. And then you just like Kane County parcel map and look up the parcel number. You can look up the current tax number. I mean, the tax assessment isn't going to be, it's just for the raw land. So it's like $300 a year. But also search for the subdivision. Just Google if there's any CCNRs. Covenants, what does it stand for? Covenants and something restrictions for the area. That's what CCNRs are. So anyway, this Elk Ridge Estates, this guy, Mark Jacobs, I mean, it must just be family land that he is probably a billionaire off of based on the prices that he sells the lots. So the lots are pretty reasonable, but the rules, the vacation rental rules, no, it's not for me. And then a lot of lots will have it to where you can bring your own builder, or they have preferred builders you can use if you want. And in Elk Ridge, their CCNRs are that you can only use their preferred builder. And their preferred builder's name is Jacobs Construction. Jacobs Construction. Well, the guy selling the lot, because I looked at the parcel map for all the lots to see what he owns for Kane County, is named Mark Jacobs. This guy, to me, that's just so greedy. So you determine, you sell the lots and you can only use the preferred builder, which is probably owned by you. Like, absolutely not. So, anyway, yeah, my long story short, lot loans are very expensive. Interest rates suck right now. And the market is not so great if you're trying to sell. So I'm not trying to do that immediately, but this year, because I don't want these the lots that I am interested in, the other ones to go away. So this year I'll be selling off my properties. I don't want to deal with the headache of my condos anymore, and there will be other headaches with having vacation rentals, but I don't want to just sell those off and then not have, an income stream from real estate. And real estate is just a good thing to get into if you're able to. I was never intending to own some real estate, but it's just how it worked out, and I'm grateful that it did, because I have a really, really great opportunity to be able to buy land and kind of do what I want to do on it. And the area that I'm looking to buy is just, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. It's a tiny little community. They have but they have, as a community, they have a really strong sense of, I don't know, of community. Okay. for lack of better vocabulary, really, that's what that is. Anyway, so I'm excited about that. We'll see what the interest rates look like in the summer and then go from there. In the meantime, I will not be buying a vehicle because I do not want a probably around $1,000 car payment on my taking away from my income when I do go to buy land, because I'm guessing that I'll have at least $500,000. I should have over $500,000 to put towards land. So I am still going to have to most likely get a loan for the remaining portion of, depending on how extravagant, not that it's going to be extravagant, but I'm going to have a primary house. And then like my favorite lot is 2 acres, and you can have a primary house minimum of 1,800 square feet, has to have a 2-car garage and then you can also have a casita on the lot that you could rent out as a vacation rental. And so between the lot and then the primary house and the casita, that's a lot of money. So the sale of my properties won't be covering the whole thing, a good chunk of it, but I'll have to get a loan. So that's why I won't be buying a car right away. And yeah, Kim, I wish, which it's probably better I didn't, but I'm kind of like, I wish I would have thought about this sooner, like just because my mind and my mental state couldn't handle all of the different running pieces of like a separate vacation land, and then I've got this other land, because when you're looking at raw land, you've got to put in septic systems, you've got to figure out power, you have to lay out you have to excavate, and all of that is a big cost. So like the land that I really like, the 2 acres, it has a requirement for it's called an aerobic septic system, but some people are like, no, you can just call it an advanced septic system. It's like, okay, whatever. Either way, you know what I'm talking about. People refer to it as an aerobic septic system or an advanced septic system, and it's different from your traditional septic system. And I am not somebody who is even used to septic systems because I've never grown up with having been living in an area where they're required. And so it's completely new territory for me. And so I've been learning a lot about septic systems. And this particular, so your traditional septic system, you flush your toilet paper, your food scraps, preferably not, preferably you send those put those in the trash. That'll goes to a big container in your yard. Okay, and it has different chambers where the dirty water goes, and then all the liquids, the pee and the gray water filter out, and then those go off into some piping that's called a leach field. Okay, so it's basically your wastewater going off into a leach field that is gross. Okay, I mean, that's just how septic systems are. But the 2 acres that I really like, the aerobic septic system, it does not have the capability of having the traditional septic system with the leach field where the wastewater just seeps into the ground. It has to have basically a sprinkling system. So it's like a city's water treatment facility where you've got the big what's the better word? It's not a tube, but the container in the ground. It's got 3 chambers. So the wastewater goes in, the liquids go into a second chamber where it's treated with oxygen and I think chlorine, and then there's the third chamber it goes into there, the treated water. And then once it fills up, there's holes and everything. I'm sure if I go this route, you'll hear a whole lot more about it. It then goes out through the third chamber into a sprinkler system that is with treated water tank. Thank you, Jean. Thank you. Are you familiar with septic systems, Jean? So the 2 acres had been under contract, but it was a couple just looking for an investment property, and the septic system requires an inspection every 6 months, which will cost around $250 to $300 every 6 months. And then that's because the reason for the increased inspection, your traditional septic system doesn't require inspections, which is kind of terrible that it doesn't, because I've watched a lot of septic system videos on YouTube, and some people really let their septic systems go and don't maintain it or check it or get it suctioned out, cleaned out in when they should, and so it gets really to be really disgusting. So anyway, the reason for the increased inspection for these aerobic or advanced septic systems is to make sure that the water is in fact clean, because you don't want, unlike the traditional septic systems, that's wastewater. So you don't, with the aerobic, you don't want that sprinkler to be shooting out wastewater. It needs to be treated water. So I actually like that system anyway, the idea of it, because you don't have to have the leach field. So when there is the leach field, you can't drive across it. You can't drive big tractors across it. You don't want to plant any garden over it, because that's absolutely disgusting. It's wastewater. And so you're going to have a big chunk of land that's unusable because your leach field is underneath it. We're a bit different than here in the Midwest than the arid desert region. So you guys just have traditional sewers, huh, Jean? Yeah, I mean, most of Utah, from what I was familiar with, has sewers, the sewer. But in the rural areas, it's not, it's septic systems. So anyway, if I end up getting that land, then I'm going to take a class on becoming a certified inspector and inspect my own septic system. So yeah, I'm not trying to do like a side business of inspecting other people's septic systems, but the cost of the course will be good through, it'll pay for itself in like a couple of years of inspecting my own system. And they have a class at Utah State University in Logan, Utah. Too bad I didn't know about it then, because they have 3 levels, level 1, 2, and 3. Level 1, you have to take it. It's like a 3-day course. And then I don't think I would have to take the level 2, because I'm not going to inspect septic systems. It's just for myself. And the level 2 is for traditional septic systems. And traditional and mound systems. I wonder what a mound system is. So yeah, the level 3 is a 5-day course, and it is we're for the advanced septic systems. So anyway, that's the land situation. Super, super excited. It's absolutely gorgeous. I was like, if I had my phone, I could show some pictures, but let me see if I'll pull up a picture of a view. Yeah, it's so, I love it. That's absolutely, I didn't even consider it before. I wish I would have, because it is going to be booming. It's a great investment place for investors. And I think it's also probably pretty good for people who want to live there. Okay. So let me show you. This is a picture of my sweet baby Lexi. She went with my mom and I to look at lots. And this is actually some houses that are in one of the developments, and that you can buy. So they have a primary house and then a casita. And so we're in the casita, and that's out the front window of the casita. Right? Pretty beautiful. Pretty stinking beautiful. And the land is too. just kidding. I love it. I love it. And there is an Airbnb there's some Airbnbs in the neighborhood that I would like to live in that I've considered staying, but they're like $300 a night right now. $300 a night. So, I mean, that's good for me for future investment purchase to do that. Is this not plugged in? Oh, let me plug this in. So, yeah. In the meantime, since I am not going to be buying a new vehicle, I will be doing a new build out in my car. Ace, I've only gone camping with Ace one time, and that is because he is an absolute nightmare to travel with. He's a big whiner anyway. Like, he's a very alpha dog, and he is actually pretty aggressive in certain situations. But he whines constantly in the car. And I went on a camping trip with him, or I think it was in February, and it was a nightmare. It was completely terrible driving with him. I even put my headphones in and I could still hear him whining, and like he'll bark and stuff. And I mean, I've tried everything from, he's in a seatbelt, and I've given him really beautiful, like amazing treats. I've stuffed the Kong for him with all sorts of good things to eat, and he doesn't care. He just constantly whines. So on my drive back from the camping trip, I gave him a trazodone, one of my trazodones. That's a sleeping pill. It's actually for depression, but I have it for both. And it's 100 milligrams, and that's actually what the shelter was giving all the dogs, because when I adopted him and I was looking at his paperwork, it said that he was on 150 milligrams of trazodone. And I called them and I was like, what is this? Like, does he need to be on this? I wasn't told about this. And they said, oh no, that's just, we give the dogs that to help them to be calm because they're in a new environment. And so it's like, dude, we don't even know what kind of a dog we're adopting, really, because they're freaking on a sedative, basically. And so anyway, I gave him one of my 100 milligram trazodones, and he's at a good weight now. Dude, probably maybe the last 30 minutes of the 4-hour drive, he kind of settled down, but it's a struggle because he whines so bad. I feel like he's going to throw up, or he must have diarrhea. So I was pulling over so many times because I didn't know if those were the cases. And no, he just doesn't want to be in the car. Like, he's excited to go in the car, but he just whines. He's just like excited for wherever the heck we're going. And it's rough. So I have not gone camping with Ace. It's actually much better and nicer to go camping with Lila, my cat. But Ace had a grand time. I went out the first part of January to go camping. I was not in the mood for it, and it didn't work out because everything was closed. There was a lot of snow. But then, so we went out again, and I just didn't have the motivation to film it at all because it was such a chore and it was such a bad experience. But once we got to the campground, I mean, he had a grand time. He was just getting sticks and running back and forth, and he enjoyed it. So I have been working on him just being in the car, sitting in the car, trying to desensitize him to, once we're in the car, we're going someplace exciting, like, just so that he doesn't consider the car exciting at all, or that we're going to go anywhere. So we've just been spending a lot of time in the car. Anyway, I'm going to do a completely new build out in my car. I've removed the last seat. I did leave one seat in the back row, in the second row, for transporting people, but I don't need to do that. I was going to take out my front passenger seat too, but I just can't do that because I do like to be able to have Lexi with me, and she likes to hang out with me, and so we'll go places, and camp and stuff. And so we were going to try to go back to this area where I want to buy the property, because she's on spring break right now, but her parents never said that she could, so we're not going to go there. But anyway, yeah, so I can travel with Lexi. I'm not taking out the front seat, but my build is going to be out of extruded aluminum. I love extruded aluminum. It is expensive, and I have been filming it. And I'm wondering if that is something that you guys would be interested in watching, because I really don't want to post videos that nobody is interested in. But I'm thinking, because this channel is kind of more so geared towards outdoors and camping, maybe people would be interested in the build. And considering it is the extruded aluminum, that might be interesting. But I'm also, there's also going to be tips in there that if you are looking to build your SUV out or car, maybe there's some things that I will share with you that will help you in your own build, like removing the seats. So removing the last seat, that's a little bit of a chore. And I took out the spare tire. I'm going to probably be storing that in my roof basket now, so that, just totally maximizing the space that we have. So let me know if you guys are in fact interested in watching those videos, because I can start posting those. If you're interested, but maybe if my regular viewers aren't interested in that, then other people will be, and I'll bring other people to my channel. Let me see my chat here. Another type for you to investigate to satisfy your curiosity. Oh gosh. Yeah, I'm going to be a professional in septic systems. Rachel's septic system inspection service. Yeah, Kim, it was a beautiful view. Well, maybe, I don't know. I actually would rather do my review channel than this channel, because that one has a more clear purpose. This one doesn't, but I can do things like this on this channel. I do have a lot of products I want to review. And that channel is actually monetized now. I don't seem to be motivated by money. This channel is monetized, but I just am not very motivated by money, I suppose. And if I was, there'd probably be a lot more going on with me in YouTube. But yeah, this is where we are. So I think that covers everything that, most of the things that I wanted to talk about. Hopefully anybody who rewatches this or watches the replay, if you're interested in my build out videos, please do comment and let me know. And Jean, thank you for being here. And Kim, Tess, David, who else did we have that identified themselves? Otherwise, we just had the silent lurkers. I think that's it, right? Well, anybody who watches the replay, thank you for, my mouse isn't working. Why? It's not working. Everybody who is here, thank you for being here. So, surviving the roads of Los Angeles County. Oh, that's interesting. I'm going to have to check out your channel. Energy drink is an unnaturally strong dose of unnaturally sourced extracted from coffee in the making of decaf coffee caffeine. You're better off drinking coffee or tea. Yeah, I just don't like the flavor of coffee. How did I even miss surviving the roads of Los Angeles? Your thumbnail picture your name was something else, wasn't it? Your name was something else. I think your name is Sam. Sam. What was your screen name, though? I can't remember. Swifty, thanks for being here. Donnie T, thank you for being here. You're great. I just love to see your name, Donnie. Yeah, that was it. Check in with us on a timely basis, please. I try to do my best. Like I said, I just kind of wanted to go off into the distance and never come back, but here we are. So maybe this week you'll see some build videos. High vitamin D numbers. Okay. I'll do that. AC, come here. Where did it? I thought Lila came. Come here. Come here, Bubba's. Come here. Say hi to the people. So I actually did start. Can you sit down, Bubba's? I do adore Ace. I really do love him, but he is so much work. AC, look. Look at the people. Look at AC. He's so handsome. I actually did start social media for Ace. AC, are you my bubbles? Are you my bubbles? Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. I only let him lick me right there. Thank you, Kim. I'm glad that you're here. I really appreciate it. And yeah, so I started social media for Ace, but he has his own set too. He'll probably do better than me because he is very handsome. Happy dog. He's got the personality for social media for sure. For sure. So anyway, I hope you guys have a super awesome week. If you're at work, if you go to work, have a great work week. And we will see you soon. Thank you again for being here. And Ace says goodbye. And tune into our build videos. AC. Mr. Ace, he's so handsome. Are you so handsome? Look up there. Look. He is. My sister said I need to put him in commercials. That's saying a lot coming from her. She doesn't give out compliments easily, okay? Okay.